Hello and welcome back. Oh, whoa. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I just saw, but welcome back. I'm gonna calm it down a bit. That was a bit crazy for a second. We don't want things getting too crazy here on, well, not beyond. Well, we're on Beyond the Summit. We're on Beyond the Summit GoDz. We're on the twitch.tv/GoDz channel, newly invented and brought back from the dead. It's EHOME versus CDEC, number 1 versus number 2. In the group stage, EHOME undefeated with an 8-0 record. CDEC, not quite as flawless. They're 8-4. They started off day 1 with a 0-2 loss to Tong Fu, but since then have been on a bit of a tear, going 8-2. Had a few draws along the way, but they've sitting second place on the standings behind EHOME. So this is a big series. This is the series as far as these teams are concerned. For CDEC, much more important than EHOME. EHOME, with no losses, have some breathing room, but at the same time, EHOME have versed a lot of the weaker teams so far. So they've only played 4 opponents. Teams like Myth Trust, I believe CSW, and Dream Gaming even. So they've versed some of the lesser-known teams, or at least teams that are kind of struggling a bit, especially playing on the Perfect World servers. But it's time now for them to be really tested. CDEC, who've had a slightly tougher run, although with that said, the 2-0 loss to Tong Fu was not a loss they should have maybe had. At least should be getting at least 1 game off of Tong Fu, I feel, if not 2. But we'll see what the plan's going to be here. It's Mushi possibly playing the Shadow Fiend. Oh my gosh, the innovator of the mech Shadow Fiend himself on the EHOME squad to run through our rosters, give you a bit of a briefing as to far as what you're watching, what's going on here. This is the qualifier to see which teams from the Asia region will join the invited teams for the $1.73-ish million tournament going on in China later on this month and early in February. The top Chinese teams were invited: LGD, IG, Nubi, and Vici, as were MVP, Phoenix, and Rave, and this is to see which teams will be coming out of the qualifier. So 16 teams are playing a big old fat round robin, BO2 versus every team in one BO2. So 30 games total over 6 days, and the top 4 teams go straight into the main event. Then the 5th and 6th teams play the wildcard matches. So think TI4 format. You had your wildcard matches, which was essentially the second place from each qualifier, battling it out for that wildcard spot. Then you have the guaranteed kind of spot from each qualifier, which is 4 teams in the case of Asia. So top 4 will all get into the main event. But this is going to be 2 teams who both want to get into that top 4. They don't want to be in that wildcard scenario where the 5th and 6th play the wildcards against 2nd and 3rd from Europe, as well as the amateur Chinese teams coming out of some, I think it's the Perfect World, like Starter League or something. But right now, draft underway. EHOME, kind of a newly formed team, at least the first time playing under the EHOME brand with this current roster. Coached by 71, the DK Dota 2 coach from 2014, who managed to win them a lot of championships, a lot of titles. Unfortunately, couldn't do quite what they wanted to at TI4. They still got far in the tournament, getting 4th place, although that was not really what they were aiming for. They were aiming for the championship. He's behind this team. He's the coach. He's the guy kind of leading the project. Also coached the previous EHOME team back in 2010 to utter glory. That team just wreaked havoc, crushed the entire Dota 1 scene in that 2009-2010 Dota 1 era. But as things stand right now, he's looking to rebuild. And if there's anyone you can kind of put some faith in to be able to build up a team with some lesser-known players, I feel like it's 71. And, well, they're not all lesser-known players. You've got Mushi as your mid-player. You've got Ohio as your offlaner, both very proven players. It's kind of some of the other players. DDC, also another big name. Former LGD support players, done well with them. But Inflame, kind of upcoming talent. And ZYF, played with Speed Gaming for a while. I still remember their WPC match where Speed Gaming, I think it was IG that they beat. Who was it that they beat? No, I think it was even DK. I think Speed Gaming took games off of DK when ZYF was playing. And then there was this funny scenario where I think there was some stand-ins where ZYF actually stood in for DK during some matches. I can't remember. There was some crazy stuff going on where I remember ZYF, who was like some, I think it was ZYF, I can't remember. One of these players from Speed Gaming who was just playing alongside Burning as a stand-in. It was like, you saw like this young kid standing next to Burning who's like his idol, and it's like, man, what a story that is. But draft well and truly underway here. We see EHOME pull out this Phoenix pick. They like to run this for Inflame as a jungler. Sorry, why am I talking about jungler? I was thinking his Bloodseeker. No, they don't run it as a jungler. They run it as a 4-position support, generally in a dual lane for the off lane. And I was thinking jungler because he played the Bloodseeker, but Inflame plays these kind of quirky 4-position heroes, be it the Phoenix, the Bloodseeker we saw earlier. He's played some Jungle Axe even, but EHOME have got themselves a Void, maybe and a higher Void for the offlane, something tells me. It's going to be a last pick hero either for ZYF or a higher, depending where they want this Void to go. They've got the synergy with the Void Skywrath, so even if Void doesn't get a lot of farm, just Chronospheres alone can set up the Phoenix Nukes, the Fire Spirits, the Sunray, the Skywrath Ultimate, the SF Razors. There's a lot of damage to come out from that one. Oh my gosh, I just saw the opening again. What on earth just happened? Hopefully nothing broke. XSplit, please, don't die on me. Not today, not during EHOME vs CDEC. I don't want to give my viewers seizures. So we're gonna play things slow here, and after casting like 8 games in a row, I'm at my last series. It probably is a good idea to just to chill out a bit, have a more relaxed cast here in my last solo cast BO2 of the day. Clockwork going to be the pick of choice for EHOME, so it will be a farming Void. It looks like for ZYF. Clockwork going to be in that offlane role. Phoenix generally kind of goes down there with a Hyo and kind of dual lanes with him. As for EHOME, the Shadow Fiend for Mushi mid. Maybe we even see ZYF and Mushi do swap things around a little bit here and there, depending on what the draft calls for. But the Shadow Fiend is generally Mushi's heroes. For CDEC, let's talk their draft. They've got the Jug Venge opening. Instantly, you think the Minus Armor does benefit the Jug a lot. Also, the Axe, which they later picked with a Silencer. Silencer, a kind of go-to hero as far as countering a Phoenix. In the laning stage especially. You get the last word on him, he can't use the dive to escape. And the Queen of Pain. Is this a maybe hero? You betcha it is. Mikasa going to be the one in the Juggernaut. Mikasa kind of generally been playing the mid lane, but Queen of Pain just has maybe's name written all over it. So maybe a Mikasa, the kind of carry mid duo of this team. They seem to swap around between the mid lane and the carry depending on what heroes get picked. If something like a TA gets picked, it's Mikasa. Queen of Pain, though, is going to be maybe up against the Shadow Fiend. Oh my gosh, we get a quad versus Shadow Fiend mid. I feel like we're back in 2011, 2012. I'm getting giddy. This is such a Mushi-like matchup too. But he's up against one of these mid prodigies in maybe. So maybe versus Mushi in the mid lane in a quad versus SF matchup. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun lane to watch. Sporting the new Queen of Pain wings. The genuine Bloodfeather wings is maybe not tradable until after February 28th. A day after my birthday. If anyone wants to give me a one-day late birthday present, give me some of these quap wings. My birthday, February 27th, and I turned 25. I'll be a quarter of a century old, and I deserve some quap wings. So, on February 28th, I'll be waiting. Let me know. Hook me up, guys. But CDEC going to quickly pause things, and we'll introduce our teams beyond maybe's Queen of Pain. We're going to have Garda on the Vengeful Spirit. We have the Axe in the hands of who be what? I don't know. Mikasa in the Juggernaut, and it's going to be Q on the Silencer for the CDEC side. On the Dire side, it is going to be Team EHOME with Yang or ZYF on the Faceless Void. We're going to see in the middle lane, Mushi on the Shadow Fiend, I imagine. Yep, Feng or Mushi going to be handling that one. DDC going to be on the support Skywrath Mage. And then heading down bottom for now, In Flame on that Phoenix is going to be looking to plan an early ward for his team. We'll have a Hyo finally on the Clockwork in the offlane. Or OU as he's currently tagged up. Everyone using these little funky little names. But this is a big series. Looking forward to seeing how things go down here. As what is going to be the plan? As looks like WC In Flame has gone to use the toilet. That's the limit of my Chinese. Well, it's not really Chinese. It's WC is going to be a universal thing at this point. But we'll see how CDEC look to unravel their lineup here. XH. Okay, so Axe is XH. That's who I'm forgetting. So XH is going to be on the Axe, or that's his kind of English name, I guess you could say, for the CDEC squad. And this is first place versus second place. Just a reminder: EHOME undefeated, 8-0. CDEC 8-4. And looking to continue their bounce back from their poor start earlier on day one. In Flame going to be going down towards this bottom lane and gets sent an early ward, just position around that bottom rune. Here we go. ZYF will scout out the 5-man rotation. Has the Time Walk available. Looks like they want to maybe get some wards down, block some camps. Not exactly a lineup that will look to stack a lot, I feel. I'm not sure if there's much benefit to blocking this big camp. What am I talking about? This is Shadow Fiend. I was looking through like Phoenix, not really, Skywrath, Clockwork, Void. Then I got to the Shadow Fiend, I'm like, wait a second, what did I just say? Of course they want to stack, so it's being pinged out. Seems to have a pretty good idea of what just happened when they go into the jungle as 5 like that. It looks like for CDEC they're trying to secure both runes. This is a greedy play, but if they can pull it off, it's well worth it. A higher on the high ground has Clockwork, one of those fantastic heroes for these level 1 rune fights. And the problem is Mikasa is a Juggernaut, not a hero you really want to fight. He's going to secure the bounty rune. Clockwork not going for the cogs. Problem is Jug came in too early. If it was closer to the rune spawn that Mikasa showed up, you can use the cogs to push him away. But if he'd used the cogs to push Mikasa and burn his mana, he wouldn't have burned enough mana with it just being an 80 mana drain. He would still have enough for a spin, which is partly where this singular branch is actually, what, 13 in extra mana. Without it, he still has 182, so he's actually still... Actually, no, he would be short. He needs he needs 190, so having that branch is like an anti-Clockwork branch. This is the anti-Clockwork GG branch that Mikasa has picked up. He's done the math. He's theory-crafted this lane, knowing exactly what he needs against a Clockworker's Jug to have that Blade Fury should he get hit by 1 cogs. Nice play from high. Gonna keep his creep wave off to the side and guarantee himself some XP here, and gonna miss the first cogs. Was looking for the hit on Mikasa there, doesn't find it, and he's gonna need 2 hits from the cogs to burn his mana down. Mid lane, here we go. Smoke towards mid. CDEC want this first blood. Venge is going to go dive in the tower. There's a blink, Shadow Strike, the stun as well, but this is very deep. Garden needs to get the tower off of him. Fang's going to turn around. It's going to be first blood the way of maybe. Venge goes down. Mushi, we do normally see the Necromastery first, but if he'd hit level 2 and had a raise, he would have been able to get the first blood himself. He TP's instantly back to the lane, so the winner there is maybe. As far as Mushi goes, it doesn't hurt him too much. He is back in this lane, but the problem is the Queen of Pain has a big gold boost now, as far as his lane is concerned. Clockwork got a lot of easy XP at the bottom lane as well, with supports missing. So we'll see what the plan is going to be. Right now, Mikasa bottom lane is going to be free farming away, or at least should be. Mid lane Queen of Pain, 7-6 CS to the 4-0 of Mushi, and that's one of the big things. If you can stop him getting those souls as early as possible, he struggles to stay kind of on par. He needs the early souls for the last hits, and right now it's maybe with that 70 base damage, well, with the nulls and the branches, seeing on 70 damage, doing a lot of work here. Top lane, Haste Rune, and XH going to walk right into the Scarith, uses the call, and actually going to man-fight DDC. Some decent harass coming out on the 0 armor Scarith Mage. You cannot get caught by those spins if you're a Scarith Mage. Obviously that was not exactly a too troublesome of a position with just himself being caught in it, but in general those spins will do a lot of damage to a Scarith Mage. Mushi now starting to build up some souls with the help of raises, but still just 6 CS to the 10-8, 10-9 of maybe. That one gank is winning maybe this lane, and that's where Venge doesn't mind dying for that kill. It pays off. What is this centaur? Okay, Venge is like, okay, I'll take it. Are they going to go for another smoke gank mid soon? I feel like if the plan is to shut down Mushi Shadow Fiend, it's a pretty solid plan in general. Clockwork bottom lane, still getting decent XP. He's getting level 3.5. Mushi at mid, taking a bit of damage here. Does buy the bottle, maybe. Using that blink, has 2 points in the scream, and looks like Mushi going to be forced to back right off. Doesn't have stacks to fall back on as well. Phoenix can't help him out there. Maybe once it's level 5, we'll see a amp up on this aggression perhaps. He does get salve. I think it was the Phoenix salve being passed on over just to help Mushi out as much as possible here. 16-13 to the 7-1. Mushi kind of normally known for his mid lane mechanics, and this doesn't come down to mechanics. This has just come down to that one gank, the support rotation, and then Mushi just playing from behind from the get-go. He's been put at a disadvantage, and maybe a very capable mid player. So the Void's still top of the CS. 21 CS, 12 denies. And that's the good news for EHOME. They're not going to be too worried about Mushi not having the best time in mid lane when they've got a Void who's doing well. Clockwork also at bottom lane, level 3.5. So he's getting a lot of this lane, and will be going for this 4-minute rune. Well, Cogs, but problem is there's an axe cutting him off. He was not expecting an axe down at this bottom lane. He needs to battery assault and then go... No, he's not going to go for the rune. He's going to go for the play that saves his own life. He says, forget the rune, I want to live. He's got a salve and tangos, but with low mana, he may just head back to base to fountain up, and it looks like that's going to be the plan. Mushi, he's bottling up, going to have to bottle crow, it looks like, with both top and bottom rune claimed. Inflame wanting to make sure he denies the top rune from Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain will get the bottom bounty rune, though. So, a pretty even start for the most part, it feels like. The net worth does favor CDEC from the first blood, and 1,000 and net worth and XP is actually a bit more than I thought they'd maybe have, considering that the Void's farming well, but it's all three CDEC heroes getting some farm. The fact Axe fell back to the jungle, initially I'm like, well, he's getting zoned out and Clockwork seems to be getting more out of the off lane, but it actually comes down to Axe just wanting more farm. He can get that in the jungle. And the high up bottom is getting some XP with this push coming his way, but the healing ward going to sustain Mikasa, and he's looking to go for this tier 1 tower. Phase boot's already online. Don't have the Bassi ring or anything like that. Not normally an item you get on the jug anyways, but does mean that this push is just that little bit trickier. The 1 point in the Vendroid giving some extra damage though, just getting chip shots in whenever possible on the tower. As it will get glyph now. Ohio doesn't actually draw creep aggro. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get this tower just now. May need another wave or two. May go for the single pull such that they can get a big creep wave and go for the push from there, although they don't get the full pull. They leave one melee creep behind. So it looks like they're maybe just going to go, yeah, just get the support, some farm, some levels, and Q probably saying, look, I want my boots. Let me get this double pull off, and maybe we even see this smoke be used by CDEC. Vengeance Silencer going to look to maybe get this 6-minute rune and then go from there. Void about to hit level 6, and he's got Midas recipe back at base. Be flying out once he has the career available, and with a Midas level 6, a lot of potential damage output. He's even gone for a, wow, 1-1-3 build. The single point and backtrack, a bit of an odd choice. Normally you'd see the time walk just for the extra range and extra slow, especially if you're going to go for kills. This is not your conventional. Normally this would just be a 2-0-3 maybe, or 3-0-2, depending on whether you want to go time walk or bash. And with the Midas, you'll get a lot of attack speed if you want to go for early kills. I feel like having the 3 points in bash is a good idea, but just surprised by the backtrack. Bottom lane, Ohio, well, may not be in too much fun here. Omni Slash, no Blade Fury needed. Blink, Scream, maybe gets the kill, and they're looking to do this to secure the tier 1 bottom tower. They know there's no glyph. This tower will be brought down very quick and easy. And if EHOME go for any kind of a counter push top lane, there's a glyph available. It's also a full HP tower. And uh-oh, it's a haste rune. Maybe wants his kill. He's got a Sonic Wave. All he has to do is avoid these razors, and Mushi knows he's got to kind of fight right now. Maybe he's bottling up. He's going to be looking to go in. The TP support is there from DDC. I think recognizing the threat that was maybe. That fight looked like it went Mushi's way, but maybe was ready for a Blink, Scream, Sonic Wave in a second. He had the mana for it after bottling up too. So Mushi had to raise. If he doesn't stand and fight there, he dies. So nice play by Mushi not to get caught out there. And, well, he now has some stacks to fall back on. So gets rewarded by Inflame, who is going to be looking to keep these stacks and farm going. There's a medium-sized stack here, but not something that Mushi's really capable of farming without any mana right now. Tier 1 bottom tower, taken by Mikasa's Juggernaut. Picks up a Morbid Mask, and the Mask of Madness recipe's on the career, so that's going to be flying out now. Void's completed his Midas at top, and both carries getting decent farm here. They're pretty similar on net worth. It's the Queen of Pain who's number 1, though, with the help of that first blood. Mid lane, though, Venge taking over this mid lane, gets hit by a concussive shot, but Mushi, no razors available, and there we go. Buckler picked up, looking to go for that mech Shadow Fiend build that he popularized. I'm going to just give him that good bit of sustain. Armor not too shabby as well against the Juggernaut, the Axe too with the Spids. The armor does benefit the SF a lot. Ultimately, SF, around the 10 to 15 minute mark, having a mech is crazy because you do so much damage with razors. Oh, Ohio wanted to go for that rune, and is going to quickly realize that is not a fight he wants to take. CDEC now making a move on this mid lane. They're not satisfied with just the one tier 1 bottom tower. They want more. This is the time where you want your Void maybe getting involved with Treads, as well as Chronosphere available, and the Midas. He's going to go into the jungle, pop that Midas on a big creep here, and it's level 8 as well, so this Void, no one can really go farm against the Void, it feels like. None of these heroes can really survive the Chronosphere too well. Finax with the Tranquil Boots, the extra armor there. Juggernaut's got free farm phase Mask of Madness, but he's just going to swing to the jungle. You give the safe lane now to the Silencer. This is the pick core heroes that can fall back to the jungle. Queen of Pain, not so much, but Queen of Pain will kind of stay in the mid lane or at least look to gank. But for the Juggernaut, he falls back to the jungle, gives the safe lane to the support so they can get some farm. Get Silencer maybe his Midas so he can build into the Ag Scepter. And just be a bit more farm efficient across the map. Mikasa, his individual farm may not be as good as it would be if he'd stayed in the bottom lane free farming, but the overall farm for the Radiant team is going to be better this way. Now we see the Void at top lane, pressing the tier 1 tower. At this point, as said, no one can really farm against the Void because of the Chronosphere with a Skywrath behind him. Bit of aggression coming out. Maybe was looking for that Phoenix kill. A Sonic Wave would have done it, but did get the dive away and maybe couldn't really keep up with the blink on cooldown. Hitting a Sonic Wave on a diving Phoenix is a big ask. So here comes Axe top lane, but I don't see this being a very friendly lane for him. The Time Walk Chronosphere is all that's going to be needed. I guess if you Time Walk Chrono in, the how do you escape is always going to be the big question. Ideally for the Void, he wants to be able to Chrono the Axe without having to Time Walk in. So if there's a double, triple TP, something like the Queen of Pain comes. Oh, speaking of Queen of Pain, there's a Sonic Wave. Scream's already been used and maybe not going to go for the kill there. Mushi maybe slightly baiting. Only had the 2 stick charges, but that would have given him at least a little bit of heal. And the Scream was on cooldown from that initial usage. Bottom lane, we'll be looking for another Omni Slash is Mikasa, and he's made himself into a nice little position to get a backstab here, but not going to find what he's looking for. Instead, just going to take some of these Ancients. Looks like he's just maybe going to get the 2 small golems. We'll see if he goes for all 3. Bring down this big golem is a challenge, but a challenge that Mikasa seems up for. He's just fine. No scouting tools available as far as the Dire team go. They're one ward in the, well, the 2 wards, one in mid lane, one in top lane. They're looking to protect their carries, the Void as well as the SF, and kind of their own jungle. That's what this ward also accomplishes, is anyone trying to sneak into this jungle is going to get spotted out. A high, Omni Slash is available. The Blade Fury as well. Is there a TP out? The Chronosphere, though, he could go for a TP afterwards, but there's Bashes, there's a Skyroth ultimate, dead Juggernaut. Nice rotation from the Void. Does open up the top lane for the Axe, though. So end of the day, a 1-for-1 trade. Some space created by the Juggernaut. His life worth more than the Clockworks, but Axe getting a Blink Dagger could be pretty valuable here. So I'd say it is about an even trade in the end because of the Juggernaut, because of the Axe getting the free lane as a result of the Jug's play. Does buy his, yeah, I think he maybe even bought his items before he died. I don't think he lost any money there. So if he lost no money, and if Axe gets himself a Blink Dagger up top, or at least soon will have a Blink Dagger up top, this could be a nice little move from the Juggernaut. He does have to be wary some of Ahayo, who's nearby. Hookshot on the ready. SF nearby as well, and he's going to Blade Fury preemptively, looking for that hookshot. The lane ward is there. Where's he going to go? Axe gets hooked now. Needs a double raise, and Mushi, well, he'll provide it. Ahayo going to get the kill there, and, well, that means Jug's moves at bottom lane. His space creation is kind of for naught now, with the Axe getting picked off at top. That lane ward meant that it was going to be a pretty easy hookshot for Ahayo. Just he was like kind of confused. He's like, wait, where did he go? He's not in lane. He was going into that dire jungle and getting punished. At this point, Axe probably needs to just fall back to his own jungle and get the farm from there. Are we actually roshing? Is that what this smoke is? That is a ballsy play. They're going into Roshan, a 2-man Rosh. They're going to show Queen of Pain mid, show the silence at bottom. There's no way EHOME scout this. If they scout this, that is just godly map awareness. It should definitely not be scouted. I feel like this is 9 times out of 10 not going to get scouted. You just don't expect this. Not when Mikasa just died recently at the bottom lane, but with a DD rune even on your Revenge. Not the ideal hero to have it on, but still better than neither of them having DD. And yeah, In Flames nearby, but he doesn't know this is going on. He's just looking to stack these Ancients, so the Roshan sneak will succeed. If they use the Wave of Terror, have to be careful not to reveal it at bottom or mid lane. And he's actually, okay, the Wave of Terror now with Roshan nice and low, and there we go. Roshan is taken. Gets everyone a bit of gold. Axe gets a bit closer to the Blink Dagger, so that helps him out as well. And this game, very neck and neck. CDEC and EHOME, the 2 top placing teams in the Asia qualifier, is looking like a very tightly contested series. The Mikasa Juggernaut, 1-1-1. Matches his previous skill build, although he now gets the second point in the Blade Dance. He's going for that carry build that we're seeing more and more Jugs run now. That's for the Void. Hits level 11. Treads Mask of Madness Midas. This is actually solo killing anyone he gets with this. No one can survive a Chronosphere. Mikasa, I guess, has Aegis, so he won't die. He won't die twice. As SF will deny the mid tier 1 tower, but this Void's damage potential is crazy. For 13 to 14 minutes into the game. Band of Elbenskin. What is he thinking? Manta style for the Orchid? Is that what he's going for? There's Queen of Pain. Goes for the top rune. Not going to get it. DDC acted an Ancient Seal, but he had no backup. Meanwhile, at bottom lane, Omni Slash going to split between the 2. Mikasa thinking he had a level 2 Omni Slash and could do a lot there. Not really the case. He's got the Aegis though. Can they kill the egg? Mikasa's going for it. He doesn't have the Fire Spirits on him. He's going to die though. Gets the egg before he goes down. With the help of his supports. Now Q going to drop the Global Silence. And with that, SF going to go down as well. Ahayo can't cast anything. Great healing ward in the Roshan pit. I don't think it's been scouted. He moves it out now. The Chronosphere does clip Mikasa. Garden needs to get a stun. Can he swap in? Swap. Oh! The bash! Can't get the swap off. Now the Curse of the Silence going to burn through the Void's mana. The Skywrath, Mystic Flare! Mikasa wants to turn and fight. Don't think he really can. DDC is a good target, though. He's completely mana depleted. DDC can't fight Mikasa. Back in you go! They'll see DDC out of mana, and Axe is there. Won't even get a chance to use the Culling Blade. Void will survive, and I gotta say, I feel like he's lucky to do so. If Mikasa had maybe decided to fight a bit earlier, I don't think he could check the Skywrath's mana, so it's not really a fault of his own. That could have gone even worse for EHOME. That's where the Roshan sneak is huge, though. They get an Aegis on the Juggernaut, and EHOME overcommit just to bring down the Aegis. It was a decent Chronosphere, but Mikasa with some big plays. The Healing Ward in the Roshan pit, you don't see it there. That was Fog. That was healing up the Juggernaut, as well as the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain did die to the Void in the end anyways, but it just took a few extra auto attacks because of that Healing Ward. At least one, maybe even two extra auto attacks, and Void, just some wasted time for him in the Chrono before he could go into the Venge. And unluckily for the Venge, that bash, I think he was trying to swap Mikasa into the Void, but the bash hit him as he was about to cast it. Mid lane, there's going to be a hook shot in. Axe is going to go down. A huge burst damage coming out. Even without Chronosphere, this Void is looking to get active and get involved in these fights. Swap back into the tower, and Mikasa doing his thing, trying to bring down Yang, but Yang going to get himself out of there. The Healing Ward is there. Phoenix dives in, attacks it in the dive, and Juggernaut going to be pushed back to base perhaps, or at least into the jungle to try and lifesteal himself back up. Nice play from EHOME, using that kind of group up and fight using this mech. There's a high with a big hookshot as well, and they get a kill on the Axe. The burst damage is seriously painful here. DDC's Skywrath Mage doing work. There was some space for maybe's Queen of Pain, who now has an Orchid, takes down the tier 1 top tower, and Mushi's going to be a bit careful here. He's full HP though, with a mech online, so not really a viable kill at all without one more hero rotating in. It seems CDEC know about this ward though. They've pinged that a few times it seems. Not sure if they saw someone plant it or what it was. Q now going to get a 4-star for his team. Really useful against this Mystic Flare. We've seen, well, Mystic Flare and Clockwork. These two heroes, I mean, you kind of think like, oh, I could just go greedy, go for a Midas, go for an Ag Scepter, but having a 4-star as soon as possible is going to deny EHOME kills. The Clockwork Hookshot Skywrath Ultimate combo, or even just a Skywrath ulting in like side of Chronosphere. You can 4-star people within the Chronosphere. They don't actually exit the Chronosphere, but still a nice little tool to have. And even if you can 4-star before the Chrono gets out, force the Void to chase you that little bit further. Smoke now going to be the name of the game. EHOME want to keep on fighting. Chronosphere back up. It will be that Manta style build coming out from ZYF on the Void. He wants to just have an answer to the Orchid and possibly even a magic missile dodge. Not to mention just having the illusions to tank through an Omni Slash partially. Get out of a global silence. This Manta pickup's actually a pretty sweet counter to a lot of spells and a lot of things on the CDEC squad. Here comes the Void though. And this Radiant Vision, they think they see everything around, but that's not the case. Void goes in, gets Mikasa. There's a Mystic Flare as well. Maybe caught up by this as well. First, it's the Queen of Pain. Second, it's the Juggernaut. Both carries go down. Axe is not going to get the kill on the Phoenix. He gets into the egg form, and it's a 3-for-0 at bottom. Great initiation from EHOME. The use of the smoke was perfect. CDEC thought they were safe. They're like, we've got vision. We'll see him coming. That is how you use smoke. We've seen a lot of wasted smokes today, but that is as good as it gets. They break through the CDEC 5-man and find themselves positioned to take the tier 1 bottom tower, possibly even swing mid for some more additional towers, and that was fighting around the global silencer. Just couldn't do enough. Once the Chronosphere was cast, it's kind of all over at that point. Phoenix now drags the creep wave away, trying to just open things up for the Faceless Void to do what he can, and Void has picked up the ulti. Mantis Element is complete. They're going to look to fight this one, knowing these ultis are on cooldown. Goes in with a stun, does Garda. Sonic Wave as well from afar. 2 instantly going to go down. Great Omni Slash from Mikasa. They stand, they fight. They know without Chronosphere, the fight just isn't really in it for EHOME. Inflame trying to TP out with the Fire Spirits, but the Mask of Madness attack speed augmenting Mikasa's damage output and giving him what he needs to bring that down that 1 kill. Axe, well, unfortunately for him, he goes down to the Shadow Fiend at the back lines, but not a big issue for them. If they can get a tier 2 tower, it actually goes back CDEC's way. That looked like a terrible fight for them. And don't get me wrong, it was a terrible fight, but it gave EHOME the confidence to go for a tier 1 tower, which looked like it should have been a freebie. But CDEC with fast respawns and just a good initiative. I mean, Garda just ran in and stunned. He's like, look, I'm avenged. If I get this stun on the Void, great. He takes a lot of damage because he was in the Mask of Madness form. And we've got ourselves an alright initiation. If Garda dies, if he gets silenced, burst down, or whatever it is, hookshot it doesn't matter. He's got Vengeance already. It's a minus 36% physical damage to Void, to Shadow Fiend, to all these heroes who really need physical damage. Oh, that smoke, that illusion on the high ground. Scouted out everything. Here goes your Void. Chronosphere only on Avenge. Silencer, well, he'll use a Curse of the Silence. And, well, there's the Vengeor I was talking about. Minus 44 damage. Have fun farming, Void. He's like, why do I hit so soft? I need my bashes. He is not farming this quickly at all. And that's with a very farm Void, so... Right now, as things stand, it's 11 kills to 10. EHOME, it's been a topsy-turvy game. They got right back within 1,000 net worth, but then instantly it goes back into CDEC's favor. They really need to fight around this Chronosphere. Manta Style now complete for Yang. And you got to wonder if ZYF Void is going to go for something like an Ag Scepter or a Refresher just because of how important the Chronosphere is. I feel like the Ag Scepter for the short cooldown may be the way to go. At the same time, I guess he's not their only main carry. You've got a Shadow Fiend. It's a dual core lineup. So in that sense, maybe this is an Aghanim Scepter game. Normally I think you don't need the Ags, you just go for that late game 5th or 6th item Refresher Orb, but if there's ever an Ag Scepter game, this is kind of one of them maybe. Queen of Pain, 2.7k gold after that fight. Juggernaut, 1500 with a Manta Style, and this is where the items pick up. You win a big fight like that, killing off the core heroes as well. And suddenly, things start to pick up. Well, Q as well as XH at the bottom lane, positioned together, maybe thinking about some kind of a smoke play themselves. We saw earlier how EHOME can make it happen, but fighting while Chrono is down is generally what you want to do for your CDEC. If not, you want to initiate on the Void. With the Manta Style though, killing him is hard. The Blink Call from the Axe, that's the one way to kill the Void at the start of a fight. And the hook shot from Ohio is always going to be there to try to be used defensively. So I think for CDEC, to give up this bottom tier 1 tower and do some damage to this tier 2 mid, not a bad option. Scareth going to TP to the tier 3 and offer some protection should someone want to TP to the tier 2. Maybe he's going to keep on poking and prodding from the side, and the rotation now going to come. Sentry Ward did deward the CDEC vision on this high ground, and looks like we'll see this tier 2 tower be easily defended by the EHOME squad. CDEC are just currently slightly out farming their opponents. Their supports especially. You look at a 1900 net worth Skyreth, 2900 on the Phoenix, but Silencer and Venge both getting quite a bit. And Venge, 1200 HP. This tankiness really counts for something. Silencer not quite as tanky, but the 4-staff utility against the Skyreth ultimate, that's something you can't really put a money value on. BKB now purchased by the Queen of Pain, and it looks like fight is what EHOME want to do, and having a BKB for this is going to be nice if you can get it off before the Chrono. Even if you get Chronoed inside a BKB, it means you won't die to the Mystic Flare. Void loses a bit of his damage from the time lock magic damage, and they're going to walk right in. Smoked up, they're going to blink forward, they get the call on Yang. Can they bring him down during this? He went for the Blade Fury, not the Omni Slash. Yang gets off the Chronosphere, there's your Mystic Flare. They kill the Axe to start things off. Guard are going to swap out Mikasa. Here comes your Omni Slash, goes through, gets the Void first, looking for more. He's going to start taking too much damage. He's going to try to fight his way out of it. They've lost 3 though. Queen of Pain, BKB already used, buyback from the Juggernaut, but without an Omni Slash, I don't think he wants to take this fight. Mushi had a haste rune throughout all that. Perfect time to be picking up a high impact rune like that. Mikasa didn't really have the healing board or the sustain. His Omni Slash didn't really do enough damage. It got the Void, and after that, that was it. Oh, they're hoping for a Roche respawn. It's up. Wait around. If they wrote down the timer, they should know it's in the next 10 seconds. The Venge is dead, I guess, and the Clockwork Rocket player is going to scout it out, maybe thinking they're in there, but actually doesn't really go into the pit. Korea nearby. Mikasa actually going for a Shadow Blade now as his next item. That Blade Fury from Mikasa was costly. When they got the Blink Call right here on the Void, if he Omni Slash the Void and gets the kill, CDEC win that fight. But he kind of panic Blade Fury because the smoke got revealed. It's one of those hard moments. You've got to make a split-second decision. When you see your smoke get revealed and you know they're up there, your response is, I want a Blade Fury. I want that magic immunity before something crazy happens, before I get Chronospheres. Because if you get the Blade Fury off and you're in Chronosphere, at least it's something. But maybe now going to go in, gets the silence on Inflame, forced to BKB though. No Chronosphere available, but the Yang Bash RNG is some serious RNG. Yang himself. Mantis Style still available, gets mech'd up, and he's going to be pretty healthy for the time being. Chronosphere up in 13. Be ready to fight momentarily. Next has another 4-star for the team, the second on the CDEC side. These 4-stars are crucial. Top lane they go, on the Faceless Void. Maybe has no ultimate. The dunk not going to happen, and uh-oh. ZYF turning this one around. Maybe in all sorts of trouble. 4-staffed away by the Axe. It ends up being a nice play. Axe says, take me. I'm free. Just save my Queen of Pain, and that 4-staff just saved Maybe's life. XH, with the selfless plays, could have gone and tried to save himself, but he said, look, Maybe's in a better position to survive. He can actually blink out after the 4-staff. I, myself, well, I'm taking Fire Spirit damage. That Fire Spirit damage will prevent my blink, and they're going to now go into the Roshan pit, trying to bring it down. The Wave of Terror, not going to scout anyone out, but uh-oh. Here comes EHOME. They've got to bring it down fast. Mikasa will kill it in time to get it for himself. Has the Omni Slash as well. Omni Slash going to cancel the Requiem Assaults, as does the Global Silence. Mushi, unable to Requiem during his BKB. That BKB about to wear off. Magic Missile now available. Mikasa wants this kill. He should be able to get this as well. Mushi in trouble. 3 dead on the Dire side. Big team fight from the Juggernaut. Using that Omni Slash to great effect to bring down some of the squishier heroes in the Phoenix and the Skywrath Mage. And CDEC pull ahead. 2,700 gold swing. That Roshan was a huge take for them, and they've still got the Aegis if they want to go for a push. Faceless Void not being there, not having a Chronosphere. You got to fight around the Chronosphere. EHOME, we've seen it time and time again. When they've got the Chronosphere, good plays happen. That top lane, almost a double kill on Queen of Pain and Axe. Just couldn't quite get the Queen of Pain. And then once that's on cooldown, they wanted to contest Roshan, knowing that some of those heroes were out of the picture, but ends up not being the right play. So Shadow Blade for your Jug. You got to imagine it's been spotted. Yes, Sentry Ward's on your Skywrath Mage. He did use it right after killing the tower when I think EHOME still had vision. So this Shadow Blade should not come as a surprise for EHOME, especially considering he had that Shadow Amulet for quite some time. Castle with Aegis in hand is feeling very confident in the front lines, but here comes the smoke. They're going to be looking for the back lines. Juggernaut's not the best target to go on, doesn't have Omni Slash as well, so his damage output somewhat diminished without that. Here comes the wraparound. Inflame on the front lines. Void gonna, well, sees one there. The Chronosphere catches out 3! Maybe on the Queen of Pain. Couldn't even BKB. Next in line is Q. Phoenix Egg can't be dealt with as well. And, well, the 4-star forward by, oh, I think that was by the Clockwork. He's looking to chase down after the Silence. He gets kept alive by the Axe. Once again, Axe trying to make these plays to save his teammates. He's trying to juke. Has a blink in a few seconds. Won't get a chance to use it, though. Call won't even get off as well. 3-for-0 trade. Once again. EHOME, you have Chronosphere, you win fight. You don't have Chronosphere, you lose fight. It just feels like these teams are trading team fights right now. CDEC win a team fight, EHOME win a team fight, then CDEC win one, then EHOME win another. Make up your mind, guys. Who's winning the next team fight? Well, based on this game, it looks like it's going CDEC's way. They've still got the Aegis, they'll have an Omni Slash presumably, and if it's soon enough, there won't be a Chronosphere. And so far it seems that whenever that Chronosphere is on cooldown, that's when CDEC really want to fight and press their luck. Oh, Mikasa would love some mana right now. Doesn't actually have the Omni Slash available. Mana Boots not available for anyone. There is a bottle for the Queen of Pain, but Mikasa may just have to head back to base soon. And this is just time wasted with the Aegis. And also allowing Void to get back the Chronosphere. Void is going to have it soon. He's going for the Manta Diffusal build. Very cool. This does a lot of mana burn. With all the Manta illusions that you get, which all get benefit from the mana burn as well. Not to mention, when you get the level 2 Diffusal, it's a ton of mana burn. Sorry, not ton of, it's the same mana burn now, but it's a lot more agility. It's 35 agility. That second recipe, you get 15 agility for 850 gold, which is some serious value considering it's not taking up an extra item slot. As far as the Diffusal is concerned, no Ghost Scepters. Nothing, I'm trying to think, nothing crazy to purge off. I guess he could purge the Orchid without having... If he mantas to fight, he still has the Diffusal to maybe get rid of the Orchid. Is that one of the smaller things you can do? But other than that, I'm not seeing... Nothing crazy apparent comes to mind as far as spells to diffuse off, but... We'll see. Here we go. Jug gonna go Shadow Blading in. He wants Mushi. Mushi gonna TP out. Looks like he'll be doing so just before Mikasa. Yeah, he checks this spot. This is the... This right here is where so many heroes hide or TP out of, so... Mikasa checking the more commonly used spot to hide in. You don't see when you just walk past. If you're hiding right here, you don't get spotted, and it's a perfect little waiting / fog spot. Unfortunately, not the spot Mushi chose to TP from. Otherwise, Mikasa had an Omni / ready to go. Now has a Basher as well. He's just going around looking for kills, playing that Illidan style carry hero where you just go off on your own, look to create space for your team, use something like a Shadow Blade to just go hunting. Rocket Flare goes flying over, and I think he spots that, so he should have a decent idea of maybe where CDEC are, in that top lane or in that dire jungle. Mikasa now really looking to use that Aegis. Has about 20 seconds left on it, which is where he's willing to make a ballsy play. Walks right into DDC. Trying to juke. It's not going to work. Mask of Madness. Manta's out. Insta-kill there. Now he needs to get out of this one. Doesn't have a TP. What is the plan? Adoy? That ain't working, Mikasa. No, worth a shot, I guess. He has Mask of Madness, some damage from the Basher, had the illusions, but that was not happening. Valiant effort. I'm not sure exactly what the damage is that you need to out-damage backdoor protection, but it's a lot. You need some serious physical damage to do that. Silencer now with a gem in his hands, playing that true support Silencer. I mean, he's got more farm than the Venge, but Venge also with a 4-staff. Triple 4-staff on this Radiant side. And this is where EHOME are having trouble in these teamfights when they don't have Chronosphere. Chronosphere is the only real good lockdown they have now. They can't rely on the clockwork with the cogs. Chronosphere is where it's at, and if you're not Chronosphere... This Mystic Flare is going to be exclusively reserved for heroes inside that Chronosphere. Because otherwise the cogs alone will not be sufficient when you've got these 4-staffs. Mushi himself looking to continue to tank up, go for these defense items, which seems to be the way most Shadow Fiends are being played nowadays. This BKB Manta, even see the Skadi maybe as his next item. Just for that extra stats, and the slow does go through items like the Queen of Pain's BKB. See if he goes for that, or if he decides his team are lacking in the damage department. But with where Void's at right now, this Manta Diffusal is not pure damage, like a pure damage glass cannon type build. It is that kind of middle ground of damage meets, well, I guess utility in the sense with all the mana burn you're getting, which does actually ultimately give him damage. I'm wondering what his main target will be. You can burn down all the... I mean, ultimately you burn down all the Jugs mana, you're probably killing him because he's only got 1300 HP. Axe is going to... We'll do a little mini blink here. He didn't want to go too far away. Void goes in, Chronosphere just on the Axe, so swap out is there. It's going to be, well, a Vengeful Spirit kill. Mikasa goes in, has a Shadow Blade. Are there sentries available? Doesn't look like it. Clockwork hooks into this one, but the 4-staff out, maybe BKBs, and CDEC going to lose their Axe. Oh, sorry, their Vengeful Spirit and their Axe now. It is the egg from Inflame that's going to stun up Mikasa. Doesn't have a good answer to this one, and the dive out from Inflame. 2 for 2 trade so far, with Clockwork and Skywrath going down. TP out from Yang successful. Not really the Chronosphere EHOME were hoping for, I feel. They don't lose out too badly in that fight. A dead even trade. XP and gold, nothing really separating it. This Juggernaut and Queen of Pain continue to do a lot of damage in these fights. The Sonic Wave, as well as that Omni Slash. Securing kills left, right, and center. I gotta say, it doesn't feel like... Mushi's doing a bit in these fights, but it doesn't feel like... I mean, you only hit that one hero Chronosphere. It's not like Mushi has a Blink Dagger or some good way to get in the fight. Clockwork went Ramboing in way too far. I'm not sure why EHOME wanted to fight behind the tier 2 tower after the Chronosphere was used. Not to mention, the Venge was dead. It was just the Vengeful Spirit. Axe has been kept alive, and the minus damage aura. Once again, this is not something you can really take lightly. Like, you get the kill on these Venge when he swaps in the Chronosphere. As far as Venge is concerned, that's a Chronosphere for a support. And he's still doing stuff while he's dead. The minus damage aura while he's dead is actually a lot bigger than it may seem. It's one of those things you don't really notice, but 36%, it essentially does the same thing as his damage aura does for his team, so he basically has one of his spells constantly going, even when he's dead. And that's where I feel the single Chronosphere, if you're going to swap save whoever gets Chronosphere and focus, then EHOME immediately, they can take that kill on the Venge, but they have to back off right afterwards. They should not have stuck around and looked for more kills with the Clockwork hooking in. He does ultimately get the Axe, but he pays for it with his and the Skywrath's life. Just kind of support and utility heroes' lives being traded. The two offlaners, the Axe, the Clockwork going down, and a support on each side, but It felt like it could have been even worse if the Juggernaut could have found some more high priority kills, or someone like Queen of Pain could have found someone like the Void, who doesn't have anything like a BKB to deal with the magic damage. This game, though, heating up. Neither team really giving much up here. Roshan about to respawn. Inflame being that mobile observer ward. He's just being stationed in the pit, scouting this out, waiting to get the exact timing. And for the first time, Roshan may be claimed by EHOME. All the Roshan so far going the way of that Juggernaut, and that's been a key thing for CDEC. The first Roshan especially got CDEC a lot. But it looks like right now, very defensive posturing from CDEC. Are they going to go for a smoke here? They got to go, and got to go soon. Roshan getting caught down pretty fast here, and CDEC are far away. They've got to be worried about a smoke gank. They don't know exactly how far away the CDEC smoke gank is. Clockwork position, hiding in the trees, looking to scout things out and see what he can find. But Roshan looks to be already dead. Maybe going to be a bit too late to the party. Roshan's dead. The Chronosphere. Whoa! It's a Lotusphere. Mikasa now going to bring down some illusions, go into the pit. The hook shot going to miss from Ohio. Here comes your Phoenix with an egg. Well placed, not going to be brought down. It's the act so far for the Skywrath Mage. Mushi now doing what he can, but the Omniside from Mikasa, he gets alive. Kept alive just barely. Will still end up going down. The healing ward gets taken out, but the damage has been done. CDEC get 3. Mushi going to be coming back to life now, going for the Requiem. He loses his teammate in the Phoenix. And Mikasa shadow blading out of this one. May look to rejoin the fight with his Mask of Madness. Here we go. Mikasa's ready to go. Here comes Skada with the stun, and that's going to be the signal for Mikasa to rejoin. The Mask of Madness making him take a lot of damage with Requiem, but it's a 5-for-1 trade? Am I looking at this right? I know that went badly for him. I didn't realize all they got was the axe. What a disaster. The second death, the whiffed Chronosphere. Oh boy. That is just problematic. CDEC now looking like they may give EHOME their first loss in the Asia qualifiers for the Dota 2 Asia Championship. EHOME 8-0, maybe a bit misleading because of some of their opponents, but CDEC, an 8-4 record, have lost some games to opponents they maybe shouldn't have, but they're taking one off the big dogs right now. About to take the first lane of Rax here. Could go for this bottom lane as well. Still 30 seconds left in the Shadow Fiend, but it's a risky move to make at this point with 4 EHOME heroes back alive and the Chronosphere up in 10. Cheese is still on Yang. His Faceless Void didn't actually get it off in that last fight. I guess maybe thinking, well, I don't have another Chronosphere anyways. This is where he needs to... I feel like Refresher is maybe his next item now. No, he's going to go for the Crystallis. Leave the Cheese at base. Mushi maybe going to be the one to pick that one up when he respawns, but CDEC carries is starting to get very scary. Mikasa with an Abyssal Blade. Getting off this Requiem of Souls is going to be very difficult. From the Axe Flint Call to the Jug Abyssal Blade to the Global Silence of your Silencer. 3 spells/items and ways for CDEC to disable the Requiem. It makes life very hard for Mushi to get this off. And sure, you can get out of the Global using a Manta BKB or whatever it may be, but then you've wasted some of your wind-up time. If Global Silence... I mean, if you wait to see the wind-up and then you BKB after the Global Silence, you've still wasted some of that cast time, and then you've got to recast it. The Axe Call, the Abyssal Blade, you can't do the same for. You've got no way out of those. EHOME looking like they may be in some trouble here. 10,000 net worth lead. It's not over just yet, that's for sure. 1 lane of Rax is not the end of EHOME's world here. And the Void going for this different item build. I'm wondering if... I don't think it's the reason things are going so poorly. It seems like EHOME, all these fights where they don't have Chronosphere or the Chronosphere just doesn't catch enough heroes, seems to be the big issue. The bottom lane, just getting the one hero gets swapped out. Roshan, well, getting a big fat nothing. So for CDEC, they've managed to... I mean, a lot of that does go kind of got to be attributed to CDEC. Their positioning has been on point. There's been few times where they get put up badly by a Chronosphere. The play at top lane where they got the 2-hero Chronosphere when the pushing was one of those kind of bad cases. And there's been a few others. The bottom lane smoke gank was the worst of this game. When they smoked in and CDEC thought they had vision. But that wasn't bad positioning. That was just kind of... We're safe because we have vision. But it turns out the smoke was from EHOME. Outmaneuvered CDEC. So as far as generally positioning, when they know EHOME's coming at them, either for a push or defending their base, they're not grouping up for these Chronospheres, and that's where Void's had a pretty tough time this game. And I feel like he needs that shorter cooldown. The Ags Refresh is something along these lines, but he wants damage for the time being. On the CDEC side, 3k gold now for Mikasa. Poses a big threat this EHOME team, who have very little detection for his Shadowblade. Just the one dust on Skywrath Mage. This is where Mikasa can find kills all over the place. Mushi may be on the chopping block if he's not careful. There's no vision for this one. Gets a few crits. He's going to have to use the cheese, it looks like. Can he bring him down fast enough? No. Not going to get the cheese proc. And now Jug has to be careful. Has an Omni Slash. Not going to even need it. He's just going to demolish the Clockwork with the Global Silence. Can turn an Omni Slash if he wants to. Needs to do so before the Chronosphere. The Manta is there, and Mikasa now in trouble. Not going to need the Chronosphere for this. He's going to be left to die 100 seconds on the sidelines. Does have buyback. That previous death of his, he used to buy. He bought back from afterwards near the Roshan fight, so it's a long respawn for him. So CDEC, I don't think they want to use another buyback on him. They're going to look to play things a bit slow and steady and safe now during that. BKB, the item of choice for Garda. Man, he's getting some serious farm with this Vengeful Spirit. EHOME and CDEC coming down to the wire now. As things stand, and CDEC up a couple kills, and most importantly, up that mid lane of Rax. Just took him one good fight around the Roshan pit. They're going to get the swap in into a Hex here. Maybe was waiting and ready, queued it up perfectly with the cheese. BKB, Mushi still alive and kicking, but for how much longer? Misses the dunk, too early. Mushi now gets off the Requiem. Jug still dead, does not want to buy back for this one. This fight has disaster written all over it. The Axe is being chased down by the Phoenix. The Sunray stopping a blink of any sort. The TP out not going to succeed. And they can't kill Mushi fast enough. They threw everything at him. They tried to bring him down. The swap Hex was well executed, but Mushi, with this BKB Manta build of his, not to mention, I don't know if he had the talisman for that fight. If he did, well, I guess the Hex disables the evasion anyways, but that was a very tanky SF. Just the raw HP of his, combined with the 26 armor that he's sitting on right now, was enough to survive. The Queen of Pain Sonic Wave and everything CDEC could muster there up there was just not enough to bring down Mushi. Well, as said earlier in this game, CDEC win a team fight, they look good, then suddenly EHOME win a team fight, they look good. It's just a back and forth tipsy-turvy game, and with Yang or ZYF still having Chronosphere, EHOME may still look to press their luck. In the past, it's been pressing their luck after winning a fight has not worked out well for them, but in the past, they didn't have Chronosphere. When they've had Chronosphere, they've generally won fights. The exception being when they've missed the Chronosphere. That Roshan pit being the big disaster that happened. DD route now. Can we get out at the bottom lane? So you'd love to have that kind of late game bottle. And Yang still poised nearby. Mushi with a DD room, but not one of those cases where you can expect to make too much happen from this. You don't really have a creep wave or any ability to pressure these lanes, and if you go 5-man up with this one, Mikasa actually walks into him. No detection available. Hayo could hook to a teammate, but the Abyssal Blade, oh my gosh, Mikasa's solo kill potential is just out of control at this point. That's a reasonably farmed Clockwork with Force Ags. He needs armor ASAP. Pick up a plate mail whenever you can. Work on what I guess a Shiver's Guard. Like, you've already... I think someone bought a Shiver's Guard, I thought? Was that the... It was the Queen of Pain, actually. Queen of Pain bought a Shiver's Guard. Maybe is actually out-farming Void and Shadow Fiend. Just by a fraction, but still out-farming them. Juggernaut now, 4.6k gold. Could be thinking Butterfly here. Void as well as SF. Neither's gone for an MKB, and neither really has money to spare. Both sitting around 1,500 gold, and both probably thinking buyback right now. This is the stage of the game where I feel like you really need to have buyback. I think you get your boots of travel, get rid of your TP, and go through the Butterfly. Obviously, buyback for Mikasa just as important as the buyback on those two carry heroes, perhaps, unless he can get something like an Aegis. And that's probably also what he wants to hold out for. It's a long Roshan respawn. It's sometime in the next 3 minutes, and they're going to have to keep on checking during this duration. And that's where they want to keep this mid and top lane pushed out. The lane of Rax at mid lane definitely helps for that, but no guarantees from it. Mikasa, once again, Shadowblade up. They need that gem, and they've actually got one. Skywrath Mage. But the problem is, he's never really on the front lines. I feel like you need sentries on top of the gem, because it's the... I mean, maybe you put this on the Clockwork. I feel like he's probably more suited to having the gem, just because he's actually out and about, where Skywrath Mage is playing so defensively in their own base. And we've seen Clockwork, how squishy he can be. Get a plate mail and he can more than double this current armor of his, which seems to be something he may need to do. Ghost Scepter gem on the Silencer as well. He's had a gem from a lot of this game. Silencer, okay. I was about to say, I wonder if he's lost this gem at any point. He's 2-0-6. I'm going to give a big shout out to Q. The fact he has not died 45 minutes into a game as a support hero is damn impressive. He's had some well-timed ultis as well. The Force Staff has been a key item. The gem, he's helped his team maintain map control, though there is this one pesky wall which has not been scouted. Not really a spot easy to scout. You could do so with the Wave of Terror, but you've got to just commit too many heroes to the neighborhood. You don't really have easy flying vision. Maybe you bring out the Courier or something, but you can't waste minutes on end just looking for observer wards across the map. There's so many spots, like you'd have to check here, have to check up on this hill. This one is obviously a bit more high impact and something you'd maybe want to scout out, but it's just not really efficient time usage. Well, Ancient's going to be taken from Mikasa. At this point, you do have to be a bit wary, CDEC, because EHOME don't know the Roshan respawn. So if they're looking to contest it, they've got to go in there and stay around the Roshan pit area. They are going to keep scouting out with the Rocket Flare. That's what they'll use for their vision right now. But other than that, no real good vision around this area. And these sentries, if Silencer comes nearby, will be able to be constantly dewarded. That's where he's actually being pretty aggressive with his positioning, because he's got the gem, he wants to deward, wants to get his team map control. And even just taking out sentries, which are going to scout out the Juggernaut when he goes for these Shadowblade expeditions, is quite important to do. Oh, Mikasa, this is a cool little gank. The Abyssal Blade is there in flame. Was not expecting that one. He's thinking Jug is going to stay here, because Roshan's respawning in the next 60 seconds. So sending Juggernaut top is a very unexpected move, which ultimately ends up working to great effect. And oh, it's going to be an MKB. Not going to see the Butterfly Evasion, which could be good against the SF as well as the Void. Instead, he's going to look to counter the SF. Make it so he can... We've seen him like almost solo kill Mushi on the high ground. That was when he ended up dying, ultimately. But put an MKB to do with the evasion, and he can look to make plays like that. He's going to have MKB. Problem is now, boots of travel isn't going to be needed as far as mobility around the map. If he wants to go for kills like he just did in top lane and then be able to help out his team around the Roshan pit, he needs that boots of travel mobility. He needs buyback as well, which I don't believe he has. He's actually, okay, he's got reliable gold. Yeah, he's got reliable gold. It's not unreliable. Otherwise, he'd be losing a lot of that should he die. Mikasa going to go into the pit, feeling confident. The Rocket Player will scan him out. He doesn't care. He's going to go for this one. Void, keep an eye on him. That Chronosphere coming in and coming in soon. He goes in hot with the Skywrath ult. Mikasa gets swapped out by Garda. The Vengeful Spirit kill going to be the start of things here. And now Juggernaut, Omnislash just got the mana for it. He's going to go in with the Abyssal Blade onto Mushi. That's his Omnislash mana though. Doesn't have an Omnislash anymore, but with a dead Shadow Fiend, a Chronosphere on cooldown, CDEC secure Roshan. Very clear game plan. Just go for Roshan, let Void Chronosphere us because we've got a swap ready and good to go. Queen of Pain gets the Aegis, blink onto the high ground, the core going to catch out Inflame, the hookshot is there, the self-fuels could set up an egg, but I don't think Inflame's getting out of this one. We'll use the egg, maybe still wants it, but he can't kill it on his own, he needs more to help him out. Mikasa maybe going to get stunned up here, nope, out of range for the egg, and OU, Ohio going to go down. Him as well as the Shadow Fiend, both on the sidelines for a bit. Shadow Fiend with no buyback, Clockwork with buyback. Blink to the high ground goes maybe. He's got a Hex. Clockwork going to immediately buy back. Has a hook shot available. The two-shot from Queen of Pain. Oh my gosh, that Mikasa right-click damage is just insane right now. And maybe in the front lines has the Aegis for his team. Even if he goes down once, it's well worth it if he can force out all those spells here. Cheese gets dropped. Mikasa going to pop the cheese, heal himself back up, and he's ready to go. He's got an Omnislash. Does he want to use it? Gets hit by the cogs. Unfortunately, can't chase really past that. Nice little swap over by the Silencer, and he gets the healing ward up. Mikasa was mostly mana depleted, and all his items cost a lot of mana. 150 mana for your Abyssal, 165 for Manta Style. The Omnislash, the healing wards, all very mana intensive, and now Yang in trouble, but he gets out of the Omnislash with the Manta Style. But the Hex brings him down, and with that, Void is on the Silence. Immediate buyback coming into play. Ohio's looking like he may die back here. It's the Silencer, the hero, looking for the kill, not going to find it. Ignored is the Silencer. Void wants more. He wants bigger fish to fry, and he's going to bring down the Juggernaut. Puts him in the skillet, puts on the gas, and brings him down. Yang, ZYF, continuing to do what he can. Chronosphere is back up. I just love how Silencer was like right here, and Void just says, screw it, I'm going past. I want this Jug. And Silencer just walks out of the Dire base. Okay, no questions asked. We'll let you go. You've got a free pass today. Melee-Rax is dead, though, so CDEC get one step closer to winning this game. And for EHOME, a lot of buybacks get used. Clockwork as well as Faceless Void. Shadow Fiend still has his now, but it does feel like EHOME have their back against the wall. They take out the Aegis as well as the Cheese, though. This Juggernaut, though, he's going to be respawning soon. He can buy his Boots of Travel and still have money for buyback. I'd be surprised if he sticks to the phase boots. The phasing is nice and all, but at the end of the day, what Boots of Travel provide, I feel, is just offers so much more. Buybacks are plenty on this Radiant side. And this is where you may win a big team fight, be able to get off a nice Chronosphere here, but what does that turn into? And Vengeful Spirit now with a BKB. Holy moly. Some serious farm coming out for the supports on the CDEC side. Here we go. Void positioning himself. Let's go. Time walk onto the high ground. Let's go in the enemy base. Let's make something crazy happen. SF just going to siege the tier 2 tower. I think CDEC sensed something crazy going on from this. The Void actually being pinged out. Maybe it was the courier that scouted this. Not exactly sure. Shiver's Guard now coming out for the Axe. A second for this team, and a nice item to have. He needs the armor, and well, the Shiver's slow, not bad as well. And also, if one of these heroes is out of the picture, you want to make sure you still have that attack speed slow aura. Now the smoke this time coming out of CDEC. Surprised team's still having smokes left at this point. This is CDEC's last one for some time, and I imagine, yeah, none left on the EHOME side. At this point, you only expected maybe one smoke every 5 or 10 minutes, and when you use it and don't get much done, there's a bit of a worry. Into the Dire base goes the CDEC team. They don't see anyone on the map, and they can only imagine that, well, they're drawing circles around the Dire jungle, but no one's there. Eventually, they'll figure out, well, they seem to just be huddled up, hiding in their own base. Void, without buyback, this is where I think you sell Midas, buy Refresher. He's still a bit short. I think it's like 5.7k, 5.6k. 5.2k, what am I talking about? Here we go. Gets the Oblivion Staff, needs the Perseverance. Sell your Midas, my friend. Refresher is the game winner right now, or at least the only way to maybe save this game. Uses his Midas, should send the courier out now, I feel. And sell that goddamn Midas. That will give him the money he needs. Get 1,000 gold off that. He doesn't have buyback anyways. This is actually the money he needs. Yeah, he's going to do this. He time walks in, will buy the Perseverance, and here we go. ZYF makes the smart play, and he's ready to go with a double Chronosphere for this next fight, and this is possibly the game-winning fight for CDEC, should they be able to come out on top. Void gets his Refresher now, and we'll see what he can make happen off of this. And Gem for DDC, still trying to scout out any of these pesky little Juggernaut ganks, and he is holding onto the phase boots, prioritizing that little the phasing over anything else right now. Could pick up the Boots of Travel, but maybe holding it. Should he need to buy back, he can then buy the Boots of Travel after the buyback and get back into the fight. But man, when you have a Juggernaut critting for 750 with a 35% chance, this is like this is PA, but better almost in some ways. If you're critting twice as often. Uh-oh! Down she blows. Did they see the Skyreth even going to dump an ultimate? Like, yeah, okay, you miss your ulti, I'll miss mine. I don't know if they've seen the Refresher, though. If they haven't seen the Refresher, they could be caught out by it. Void did obviously just time walk Chrono in, so they should have seen it. And he's going to go towards the bottom lane. So this Refresher has definitely been spotted. And CDEC have either two options. Like, let's go for a push, force him to use this long Refresher cooldown, or just back off and not go for a push because he's got the Refresher. Queen of Pain now with an E-Blade. So they've got two tools now, for really strong tools for dealing with the Chronosphere. The swap out from the Venge and the E-Blade from Queen of Pain. You could even save the Venge when she saves someone using that E-Blade. Mid lane, second Chronosphere. It's Mikasa, but he's got buyback. That's your only Chronosphere. Does he buy back and just win the game for his team? Doesn't seem like that's the plan for the time being. Phoenix going to go in, wants some more. Going to be bullying the Axe a little bit here. Maybe going to now blink out of there, and it looks like CDEC don't want to take a chance with the Juggernaut buyback. There's 0 Ravages available, but just not feeling confident about this one. Diffusal Blade going to slow down the Axe here. Yang starting to go through these charges here, has a time walk in 5 seconds. The hook shot unfortunately going to miss. Through that one blind. They've got to get back and defend their base now. Surprise? I don't know. A bit surprised he doesn't buy back there. I feel like 0 Chronospheres is a good reason to buy back and look to end the game and go high ground. Because to me, from a spectator's point of view, it seems the Chronospheres is all EHOME can do at this point. Mushi's getting big, has Butterfly, Satanic, he stays alive, but how much damage is he dealing right now? Until he gets like one more big item. He needs to sell this mech and, I don't know, Daedalus it up, Divine Rapier it up, needs something. At the same time, he's probably thinking he's a hero that can actually get buyback at this stage of the game and look to make something of it. Queen of Pain 6-slotted, Juggernaut 6-slotted. Actually going to transfer out his Mask of Madness for a Talisman of Evasion. Maybe that's where he wants to hold on to the buyback. Oh no, Ohio misses a hook shot. He has got the Ag Scepter, but this was the initiation they were hoping for. Yang going to go down on the Void. He's got no buyback. The Phoenix Egg not really doing too much. Ohio on the backline is going to go down. That's Silencer. He's coming into play. Mushi wants him. One more raise, not going to happen because he gets silenced. BKB's too late. There's your Requiem. Silencer gets lower because of that, but he lives on 80 HP. Preserving that perfect score. Garda going to come out. Well, he throws away his life. That Silencer still without a single death this game. It looked like he was maybe going to go down, but the silence stopping that last raise, and then barely survives the BKB Requiem from Mushi. Void dead, but it doesn't look like CDEC can do too much out of this one. Oh no. Oh no, what is this? DC? Please? I'm hoping... Well, my first thought is like, I hope it's on my internet, but then I'm like, wait, I hope this server doesn't crash. I don't hope this is not a Dota 2 thing. If this is a Dota 2 thing, I guess we can load. It looks like the stream is still looking smooth. We've got internet here. Let's reconnect in. Let's see what happens. I think you guys on the stream should still be listening in to me, because as far as XSplit is telling me, the stream is still running and running smoothly. What a time for something crazy to happen. And, well, this is a tense one. Oh my gosh. Whew. I need a breather. This is a crazy game. I've got at least half a mug of tea left, which is a good news. It's gotten kind of cold, but I'll drink some cold tea. Correction, lukewarm. Lukewarm tea. A bit better than cold tea. It's green tea, so I don't mind it not being hot. I actually can drink green tea like easily if it's room temperature or whatever it may be. But we'll see. It looks like the reconnect. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Don't give me this bullshit. Not at 60 minutes in this crazy game. This cannot be happening. What is going on? What is this? Please, Dota 2. Dota 2. It looks like Starlighter Caster also DC'd. Oh my gosh, Adekvid is like ++ DC'd. We may be reloading. I don't know. But holy shit, this is not a time for a mass player DC. It's a heavily favored CDEC game, but you've got to give EHOME a small chance to still win this one. Refresher Void in late game. You're only down, what, mid lane of Rax and a melee Rax at bottom. Like 1.5 lanes. I guess you call it 2 lanes because it is the melee Rax, but I mean, we can call it 2 lanes, but oh no. Oh no. Let's see if they see the lobby chat here. I don't know. But I don't think this reconnect is working, guys. Houston, we have a problem. This is disaster. Oh, guys, I'm glad to get a chance to breathe, but I wanted to see how that game was going down. That was not the ending we're hoping for. All it would take was Void to string together a good couple of Chronospheres, and suddenly it's EHOME taking a Rax. Suddenly we're on even footing. It's a lot of things that could have happened to see this game back in the balance, but instead, yeah. I'm gonna put on my I'm gonna log on to Steam and see if I can see what these players are up to. I think I have a couple on my friends list, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe good old Ohio can let me know what's going on. As whoopsie daisy. Ignore those little messages. Ah, you see nothing. Alright, so where are you, Ohio? Probably offline is my guess. Anyways, guys, I'm going to cut to a wait screen because any messaging that does happen, you guys aren't allowed to see. Yeah, I don't know. What a crazy thing to happen at the worst possible time. So the other cast is also DC'd, is the word we're getting. I may leave this game because it's maybe being reloaded. I'm going to try one more reconnect here. Looks like the players are on a peer offline, so they don't get bothered, but... Yeah, Ohio has last online 23 hours ago, which is a lie. He's online as we... Well, he's not online, but... Alright, I'm gonna see if they're rehosting from a save or something. I'm not sure if the players are affected by this one, guys. That's the thing I don't know. All the casters are saying they got booted from the game. The Vietnamese casters, the Russian casters, and, well, me. Don't know about the Chinese casters. We haven't really got in touch with them. I'm asking the admins what's going on, but I'm going to leave the game and see if there's a rehost right now. If this last load fails, so we'll see how things happen here. But oh my gosh, just a boy who wants to cast some Dota 2, and the world is working against me. The world is working against me. Okay, so I'm going to leave the game. I can't reconnect. I've tried 5 or 6 times to reconnect. None of it works. Okay, there's no rehost yet. What is... Alright, I'm going to see if the admins know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, guys. Do apologize for this, but nothing as far as we know on the BTS side as far as what's going on. So we'll stick around. I'll keep you guys company for now, and hopefully get a Dota 2 game soon. I don't know. This is just the a crazy time to have such a thing happen. Even if it does get reloaded, maintaining your focus and getting back in the zone and continuing a game like that is difficult. I don't think it really it hurts both teams in the sense that, just depending on how things pan out, it could hurt one team more than the other. It's hard to say. Just, I mean, it's not like one draft or team it hurts more, but it could potentially ruin. Maybe, I mean, the team who's ahead probably has more to lose. So it's like if EHOME going to lose this game, it's like, well, they're probably going to lose it anyways. Even if they like miss a Chronosphere or two, and it's maybe because of that. But it feels like they're the ones who are expected to lose this. But if CDEC make a few misplays, lose focus because of a long pause, and suddenly the game becomes even, then it's like, well, that long break kind of comes into play. Anyways, what am I doing? This is what I should be doing. So let's see if I can connect into Dota TV. I don't know why I didn't try this, but Dota TV is up. I don't know if the game's still being played out. We can maybe cast from that. It is delayed, obviously. Okay, Dota 2, let's go. We've got ourselves a team fight. I don't know what's going on, where we are. We get directed cam. Oh my gosh, 5 CDEC heroes are dead. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, rewind. Quick, rewind. I can't rewind. Oh no. It's a disaster. Who has buyback? What's going on? Juggernaut. No buyback. 35 gold. We'll have it soon. Oh my gosh. Okay. Apparently this game... Oh, well, I've just been... I'm going to try... I can't reconnect. I left the game. Oh, right. So we got no reconnect. We're going to cast from Dota TV. Apparently this game's still going on. I need to hide my Skype. But we've got ourselves a game now. Silencer has picked up his first death. Oh, no. What are you doing? Let's go free cam it up. I can't handle this. This game's getting too much for me. The reload unsuccessful, and, well, high ground we go. EHOME. Looking like they may take a Rax here. This is what I'm talking about. This game was far from over, even with the lead CDEC had. EHOME showing some serious composure in the late game scenario, and Mushi, as farmed as he is, Void as farmed as he is, we'll see the buybacks now come out. Queen of Pain the first. Juggernaut wants to hold on to his. He's got it now, but definitely does not want to use it. Just the one lane of Rax. DD Rune awaiting EHOME if they want to go into that Roshan pit, and I imagine that's the plan now. I just want to rewatch that. Can you find that happen there? A 5-man wipe, and I only caught the very end of it. Refresher Chronosphere is apparently pretty good in the late game scenario. Mushi going to be the one taking the Aegis, it looks like. He drops his mech. Going to get probably put onto the Courier here as, there we go, Aegis and Cheese. Hello, Courier. Chronosphere going to come out off to the side here. Nice insta-swap out. That will kill off Garda for good measure here. As now we'll see the Sonic Wave turned around, doing very little to no damage. Hook shot from downtown. Catches up, maybe. No lockdown to keep him in place, so no follow-up. As EHOME. Is that an Ag Scepter? It's an Ag Scepter. Faceless Void kind of got put into the Phoenix Egg, trying to keep himself alive. He's going to go back in. Does not have a second Chronosphere. It does not refresh your Chrono. Refreshes everything else, but not the Chrono. Refresher not up for 50 seconds. We'll have a Chronosphere in 70 seconds, and a Silencer and Vengeful Spirit, both dead. This Range Rack still standing at the bottom lane as well. Phoenix or Ags. What a late game tool to have. You can save a teammate with this. Give SF a second shot. It's kind of like a built-in Aegis in some ways, assuming the egg stays alive. You've got to keep that egg alive. And well, we'll see how things go down from here on out. It's EHOME who suddenly seems to be finding some momentum here. Up 37 kills to 35. Not that that number matters, but this is what matters. 15,000 lead. Down to 2,000. We're going crazy here on the Beyond the Summit stream, which is not even the Beyond the Summit stream. As right now, this game in a crazy, crazy place. Silencer picking up a second death to his name. Oh boy. So for CDEC, it's game on. It's going to continue playing. Mikasa switched out his Mask of Madness for the Butterfly. Also gone for a Blink Dagger, which I kind of like here. I feel like he needs that extra bit of mobility. Still refusing to get the Boots of Travel. Gonna make sure he has buyback for that late game. 62 minutes in, and well, things are heating up. Absolutely. XH on this axe. I mean, I feel like this is not an Ag Scepter time. You got so far in this game, this is probably going to be a BKB even? I don't know. But I feel like Ag Scepter at this time, I mean, ultimately he wants buyback. If you have buyback, you have buyback. Well, Yang, upgrade to that level 2 Diffusal now. He's essentially 6-slotted. May look to swap something out, like a Butterfly for the Mask of Madness. Alternatively, could leave the Refresher on the Courier and just put it on when he needs it. Have that kind of 7th item floating around. For those of you in chat, no need to panic. I guess I'm 5 minutes ahead, so. Alright. As you can see, I'm watching myself reconnect on Dota TV and everyone's like, hallelujah, he finally figured it out. Alright. Down the mid lane we go, EHOME. Leading the charge, 62 minutes in with Aegis on Shadow Fiend. Cheese, I think, yeah, just on your Skywrath Mage. This is more like a DDC Courier mode. He's going to pass that Cheese over to Mushi, if possible, after the Aegis. This tier 3 tower is taking some heavy blows right now. Someone's got to go in. The problem is Mushi on the front lines with an Aegis is not a target you want to go on. Silencer's starting to work towards a refresher of his own. Blink Call going to just try to bring Mushi to the high ground, but this is just delay tactics more than anything. The Void Mantle loot is actually the last thing on the tower. Void with more than enough money for a buyback. Him and Shadow Fiend both. Juggernaut himself may need to use his buyback if they want to try and hold and win this fight. Shot forward, a higher. And just trying to force out some spells. Keep people at bay. The Blink, the Call is there, but again, they're not really trying to go in here. They're trying to buy time. The swap, I don't know if they want to go on the Void. Actually sets up a Hex. Yang is the target. He gets blown up. Void gonna buy back. Sells his treads, gets boosted travel. He wants to come back in for this one. Has the double Chronosphere should he arrive. Shadow Fiend gonna be forced to pop his Aegis. Down he goes. Where's that Faceless Void? He's coming in from the side. Boots of travel there, and well, he doesn't find any targets just yet. Mikasa has the Blink Dagger. Could use that to dodge some of these Chronospheres. Just the one being used so far. That's only going to catch the Axe. Immediate refresher. This is going to secure them bottom lane of racks. Not GG yet, but there is still a second Chronos here. Mikasa has to be careful about this hold. Does have buyback himself, and he may be forced to use it. They're going for the tier 4s. They're going for the jugular. Ignoring the top lane, they can't go for it. There's a tier 2 tower there. Jug needs to go in. They're probably waiting for like a Scythe of Vice for Queen of Pain, which is online. They've got to go and got to go soon. Maybe just going to go blinking in. They try to bring down Yang on the face of Void. They do so. He's got no buyback. Mikasa going to Blade Fury of all things. He's going to see a Queen of Pain. They get the blow up on the Clockwork as well, and Clockwork has buyback, but Void does not. Mushi now going to try to fight his way out of this one, but with the Abyssal Blade, he gets stunned up. He gets taken out. He's got a buyback, but Void, as said, does not. SF and Clockwork, the two buybacks on this team, and straight down the middle lane will go CDEC. That was not the play EHOME were hoping for, going for those tier 4 towers. The Queen of Pain Hex has been the item of the game, and this is where maybe, at this point I'm like, get a refresher, dude. You need 2 hexes. Screw treads. Refresher orb. Refresh your BKB, your hex. He's got 5 castable items. Drop your treads and you have double BKB, double shivers, double hex, double orchid, double E-blade. Good luck microing all that. You're going to need to micro faster than we have microing dash refresh on Meepo if you want to get all those spells off. But hey, it can be done. I believe it. And right now, EHOME, without a Void buyback, without a Chronosphere for 60 seconds, they're going to have their work cut out for them, defending these tier 4 towers. Mikasa going to lead the charge. He bought back for this one. They want to end the game. That buyback suggests we're going throne. 45 seconds. Can they make it happen? They know Shadow Fiend and Clockwork don't have buybacks themselves. The only buybacks are Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain with kind of like suicide in and just try and create space. But right now, they've got to defend. EHOME have to make something happen, and they don't have the heroes to really do it. Axe goes blinking in. Doesn't hit the call on anyone. Here we go. Maybe in the front lines. Kills off the SF to start things off. That Juggernaut damage is just too much to be dealt with. No SF, no Void. Throne being focused down, and this looks like it's all CDEC all day. Throne getting glyphed up. The Phoenix Egg trying to be used defensively. They'll kill off the egg for good measure, and it's the Juggernaut bringing down the throne. It's all over. EHOME with 5 dead. GFG. I got to agree. Good fucking game from these two teams. CDEC and EHOME comes down to the wire. Unfortunately, we had a little 5-minute window where we don't know what happened, but the end result is something crazy, something epic. EHOME lose their first game of the Asia qualifiers here at the Dota 2 Asia Championship. And well, in crazy fashion. So guys, whew, we got game 2. I need to make sure I get in that lobby. There's a 5-minute delay, and I imagine Game 2 starting soon, so thanks everyone for tuning in. You're listening to GoDz. You can follow me on Twitter, @BTSGoDz. Don't go anywhere. Where my Clockwork at? It's missing! Clockwork, I hear you, but I don't see you.
Flickers and flashes under a canvas. No, nobody seems worth it. While the feeling's sophisticated, the view is so restrained. The past is nearing closer and closer, I fear. So let's just cut the bullshit and tell me who's independent. Thumbs twiddling and your life's escaping your mind. Keep in mind, well, the air ain't as free as it used to be, but that's quite alright when you're still 18, it seems to be. And I'll tell you who's overrated. What's a beautiful person with some hideous dreams? Well, the lining isn't silver. We're verging on the side of the road that'll take us home. The edge of us is getting weighed. Read about your life in your local papers. Realize the end of us is getting near. You're just a droplet of paint trickled off your canvas. Delirious illusions flowing backwards through the river of color, while we analyze to try to see it clearer. Secretly appealing to a lonely prisoner. Now what's your vision? Initiate your shading, blend the universe together in time. It only gets a little easier. Suddenly piece yourself back together now. What's your vision? After all, you're the one who taught me love was not for everybody. However, I'm starting to see this world in the right light, yet it still gets darker. You see, it's just a simple symphony or a painting, whatever. It's a natural path that spans infinitely, but my world is crumbling. Let it collapse into the abyss. In the midst of summer it won't exist. This emptiness, it's just a blank slate, waiting for a painter to interfere. It's quite complex, but what I know.
Holy moly, we got a Dota 2 game! We finally connected, draft underway. See you guys in a sec. Wait, whoa. Where's my videos at? I got no videos. Are none of my videos working? XSplit, please? No videos today? Alright, we got no videos. We're gonna just go right into it. Let's go, guys.